Testing, testing, testing. Okay, good evening, student. So let's take a look at the lessons for today. And again, remember the midterm test will be the end. Okay, will be by the end of March, and you are going to submit me your individual assignment. So make sure that you submit the individual assignment on time. So let me see. 17. Oh, okay. Oh, you mean this one? Do you want extra time or? I can update a little bit. Okay, maybe it would be misleading. Okay, maybe So let me change it. Give you one more day. Okay, it doesn't matter. Okay, extra 1 day. Okay, because okay, maybe I change it a little bit. Okay, so that you have 1 more day to do. Yeah, because on the backboard I state is 17, and it would be good to give you 1 more day rather than make it shorter. Oh, okay.喺邊度啊？哦，好。Okay. So if you start doing the assignment 1 and realize that you need to take photo, and maybe you just take a photo within the campus, because it's too dark outside， 太黑啦出邊嚇。如果你真係而家先開始做，唔係要影相嘅，咁你喺 campus 裏邊有燈嘅地方影張咯。係啊，試自己部手機嗰個解像度。啊，你唔使影我。Okay, and let's move on to this part. Okay, let me see it. Okay, this one is the song that we have already talking about last time. Okay, online, and we are going to have a look at the second part for here. So I hope you can manage the calculation for the Okay, so I hope you can manage the calculation last week. Okay, and this time we are going to have a look at the second part for the sun today. Tutorial. 第五，上次就做晒㗎啦。上次我哋喺網上面咧，我講咗俾同學仔聽咧，呢啲嘅bookkeeper 呢個同埋呢啲嘅doge burn 呢啲咧，咁就做晒佢嘅。係啦，係啦，係啦，得唔得？咁我哋就完咗成個photo retouching 個部分啦。Okay, let's take a look. So before I start, I would like to let you watch this old promotion video. And I'm for sure that this video is really successful in terms of the sound that is using. Okay, let me see if it is this one, okay? So it's good for me to full screen. But let me see if the sound is still okay. The speaker should be HDMI. Let me see. Okay, still have something. Sure, let me turn off the night. Okay. Okay, even though the video there is very old, but the message making use of sound effect is really important. Okay, take a look. (08) 佢講08 Okay. Okay. So at the end of the video, I think you become awake. 醒晒 Okay. And if you like to watch the second one, just go ahead to watch tonight at home. Okay, but you may also notice that it's a really successful promotion video using sound as part of the important elements, even though the visual effect is also very impressive. If you watch the movie, I mean the Japanese movie, and you may aware that the promotion video actually imitate the idea of the Japanese horror movie。咁其實套片嚟講咧，大家都知佢其實同傳統嘅日本嘅鬼片都差唔多咁佢將嗰個做法咧就一式一樣咁樣咧，就去複製過嚟咧，就變成呢個嘅promotion。咁其實都好成功嚇。Okay, so again, how we can do the conversion so that we can change our audio around us into the digital format. So we must have the device in place in order to do the recording. For example, the microphone. Again, when I do the lessons video recording, I also need the microphone here so that my voice can be recorded. And again, you can hear the speaker having my sound is also because of the input of the microphone, so that the speaker is doing something using this diagram. And again, you can see the synthesizer is a device that can put together different channel of sounds input together. So look at the diagram there. The flow would be the analog to digital conversion. So as you all know that when we have the sound around the environment, or if we are doing the voice recording, all these sound are analog signal, and it's a kind of sine wave. And what we need to do is to convert the sine wave into the digital format. So therefore, we must have the digital system in place in order to do the sampling, as well as using what we call the quantization in order to represent the original analog signal. So how the digital signal or digital information of the sound can be converted back to the analog signal, so that the speaker can give out the sound. And it's a kind of D to A conversion. So at the end of using the digital information data, and the corresponding digital signal will become the sine wave again of different amplitude. So if you take a look at the diagram there, I'm talking about the sampling of the sounds using this kind of the quantization. So we need to have the sampling so that we can capture certain moment, a specific moment of the sound volume, as well as the corresponding information in terms of the pitch, okay, etc., so that the sound wave here can be um, represent accordingly. And again, I just mentioned to you the sampling rate, okay, which is related to the bit rate. And actually, this frequency of sampling must be very high. Uh, it should be measured using kilohertz. And then, or in other words, you can understand that as the thousands of samples per second. And again, you also need to think about, learn about the bit depth. So what does that mean? Bit depth means the number of level. So if you take a look at the examples over there, we have the 32 level. Okay, 16 at the bottom and 16 at the top, altogether 32. So that's the example of the deep bit depth. Okay, so again, let's compare the three types of analog using different type of the digital sampling. We have the same analog signal ABC, but we do different um, sampling frequency. For diagram A, the sampling frequency is pretty low, and in the middle we have the sampling much faster, and for C, the sampling frequency is pretty high. And therefore, you may notice that the corresponding digital result would be really different. For example, for the sampling digital signal in A, and the shape of the digital result is not the same as the original signal. But when it comes to the graph C, because of the high frequency of the um, sampling, and therefore the approximation would be very close. So therefore, if you look at the notes there, it mentioned to you about typical CD. A typical CD, the CD audio quality is 44.1 kilohertz. Okay, and of course there may be certain low frequency like 22.05 kilohertz or even lower. It really depends on what you want the audios to be. The lower the frequency, the poorer the quality, but the smaller the size. So therefore, if you are transmitting the sound over long distance, and maybe you need to uh, decrease the sampling frequency so that the file size of the audio would be smaller. But usually for CD, when we buy CD to play at home using hi-fi system, and we must have high frequency so that the quality can be maintained. And again, the typical sample size would be 8-bit or 16-bit, so that we have sufficient level to represent the original sound wave. So for 8 bits there, and the corresponding level will be turned 255. How we can calculate this? Maybe you can take a look at my simple calculation there, so that you will know the relationship between the bits and the level. Okay, suppose the bit is 8, okay, the levels would be 2 to the power 8, which is 256. And if the bits level is 16, and then the bits would be 2 to the power 16. But I think I need to use the calculator to do the calculation. So I'm not going to find the answer first. So let's move on. So as you all know that the sampling is really important. The higher the frequency, the better the quality of the uh, sampling, as well as the better approximation of the original sound wave. Another issue is okay, this diagram also lets you know about the low frequency result. Okay, if the frequency is really low, and then the sampling points are little, and then is insufficient to represent the original graph anymore. Take a look at the quantization. Quantization is the number of levels that should be considered to approximate the graph. And it's talking about the number of levels. And the number of levels will be represented by the corresponding number of bits. So I just illustrate to you the number of bits in relation to the number of levels. Suppose we have 8 bits, and then we have the corresponding 255, 56 levels. So therefore, if you can make use of more levels, more bits as the level representing the original wave as well as high frequency, I'm for sure that the quality of the digital sound would be more or less similar to the original sound. And again, this is what we call the quantization. Okay, we are talking about the way that we make use of the levels in order to represent different sound wave. So here comes the calculation that you need to learn, okay, about the digital audios for tonight. And here is the formula. Okay, we have the rate, we have the duration, we have the resolution, we have the number of channel. So number of channel there means 2 channel or even 4 channel, okay? And the sampling rate, the rate there is the hertz, okay? Number of samples per second, and the duration is the duration of the sound, okay? Maybe the song or something like this, and the resolution is the number of bits. So let's take a look at the obvious example. Okay, given 8 bits of resolution of digital audio, what is the number of level? And I've just illustrated to you, okay, that 2 to the power 8, which is 256 levels. And if we have the 512 level, what would be the number of bits? And you need to equate the formula below. 2 to the power b equals 512, and then you take the log of both sides, and then you come up with the line bits. So it's not that difficult at all. And I just give you a couple of minutes. Okay, can you do me a favor? Try this and see if you can find the answer. So let me see if I have the calculator here. So I have the calculator, and I can do the calculation with you. Okay, try to do 2 calculation to warm up. Okay, let's take a look at the answer there. Okay, so for exercise 5A, and we let n be the bit. Okay, and then 2 to the power n, okay, equals 655, and then we just take the log. Okay, and then we have the result. Okay, so let me do this calculation now. Okay, 65535 log, okay, divided by 2 log, and it should be 16 and equals 16. And for 5b, and sure, we have the 255 levels. Okay, and then again let n be the bit. Okay, 2 to the power n equals 255, and then n equals 8. So I think this one is really typical. So let's move on. So let's take a look at the sampling concept. So as you all know that higher frequency would be better quality for the audio. So what would be the suitable frequency for sampling? According to a researcher, okay, like Quiz, he proposed a theorem called like Quiz theorem. He said that when it comes to the sampling frequency, and it should be twice, okay? It should be at least twice the maximum frequency of the original audios. So therefore, this is their proposal. So therefore, when we are doing the calculation, we have to make sure that the sampling frequency must be twice or at least twice, okay, the frequency from the questions. Before we do the calculation, we can take a look at this diagram. Because this diagram lets us know that the different frequency range for different species, okay, in the world. Okay, for example, we are human, and the normal audio range would be 20 to 20 kilohertz. And when it comes to the elephant, the frequency range would be 5 to 12,000. Okay, and it's pretty low frequency because elephants usually they live in forests or they live in desert, and therefore the low frequency let them to communicate easily. Because frequency and the wavelength are inversely related. The lower the frequency, the longer the wavelength, the longer the sound can be traveled. How about the dolphin? So you may notice that dolphin is something living in the water, and they make use of the high frequency in order to communicate or even for detection. And the frequency range is 150 to 150,000, and the range, okay, is almost 8 times, okay, compared to human audio range. How about dog and cat? So dog range, audio range is something uh, wider than human because the range is from 15 hertz to 50 kilohertz. So this is something that you need to learn. And again, as you all know that we have the typical sound audio range, and we have the two types of sound. One is info sound, and the other is ultrasound. So the info sound meaning that the frequency is below the human frequency, like 20 hertz or below. And for the ultrasound, that means that the sound is very high frequency. and is beyond the frequency range of the human hearing range. So therefore, according to the like Chris there, take a look at the question. Suppose the elephant hearing is 1 hertz to 20 hertz. How about the sampling frequency for sampling elephants the sound? And the best solution according to like Chris would be 40. Because the maximum frequency is 20, and then you multiply it by 2, and then you got 40 hertz. So here comes another example for you to try now. Okay, so can you do me a favor, practice a little bit here, 6A, 6B. Okay, another couple of minutes. Okay, let's take a look at the examples over there, exercise over there, exercise 6A. And then we have the dot hearing from 30 to 40 kilohertz. And the sampling frequency is quite straightforward, which is equals to the maximum frequency times 2. And your answer should be 80 kilohertz. And how about 6B? And suppose the human hearing range is 20 to 20 kilohertz, and the sampling frequency would be 20 kilohertz times 2, and therefore it's 40 kilohertz. So you may ask the questions, why we need to have such a high frequency? Again, according to like quiz, they argue that as long as we have such kind of the sampling frequency to do the sampling, I mean, the capturing the information from the original signal, and then the original signal information can be maintained without significant distortion, you know. So therefore, according to the notes there, how come we have 44.1 kilohertz in our audio CD, not 40? Uh, Mathematically, it should be 40, but theoretically in practice, or you may say in practice, the music industry realized that the quality should be improved a little bit because different people may have different hearing ability. Some people hearing is far more sensitive. So therefore, if you make the general frequency sampling, I mean sampling frequency like 40 kilohertz, and then there would be some people that are able to hear um, the problem from the music. So therefore, in order to cover more, include someone with the good hearing ability, and we need to increase the sampling frequency so that more sample can be captured to make the digital music, you know. So that's the reason why we need to do this. Okay, so let's move on to our other lecture notes there. I would like to start a little bit for the new lecture notes. So I have just mentioned to you about the way to calculate the sound. And if you download another notes here, we are talking about the second part of the sound here. But I'm not going uh, to cover all the slide here. It's too long. Okay, let's take a look at something. So again, if we are talking about the digital audio files manipulation, and we have to traditionally we have to learn a tools we call the Audacity. I'm for sure that some of you know this software. So this is a very traditional software that can manage the sound easily, and this software is free of charge. And we have another options, which is the Adobe solution, Adobe Audition. So this one, you need to pay for it, but the function and features is almost the same as Audacity. So therefore, most company may choose Audacity rather than Adobe Audition. But nowadays, we have so many online platforms for us to handle the sound manipulation. So therefore, in order to let you handle easily online, and we will choose the online platform to work on directly. So if we take a look at the Audacity, okay, of course you can download directly from the website. And then here is the screen capture for the Audacity, and it's not that difficult. We have the stereo channel like this. Okay, you do the recording, and then you put the sound files inside, and the sound file will be displayed in this way. And then you can remove part of the noise, or you can remove the beginning and the ending noise as well. We can also do some kind of filtering or special effect, just like the Ocean Park Halloween effect is quite convenient. And again, if you look at the function of the Audacity, allow us to cut the beginning or the end of the sound files, we call the trimming. Or you can cut the files into two parts, we call slicing. You can join together two files, assembly. And we have, it also provides a function of auto volume adjustment. You can make the sound louder, okay, um, uh, or silent, okay. And you can also do the format conversion depending on the file type that you like. Maybe you need to save it at MP3, or maybe you need to save at uh, uh, WAV, okay, so it really depends on your preference. Special effect includes fade in and fade out. So fade in and fade out is really popular because fade in means the volume change from silence, okay, to original volume, whereas fade out means making the noise more silent, okay, and then something like this. Okay, equalization is the way that you can adjust different frequency of the sound, so that part of the uh, um, sound component, audio components becomes um, more focused. Okay, and I think if you love playing the hi-fi, and I'm for sure that you know what it is. And time slashing, which means that you make the voice playing slowly. And I think this is a very interesting effect, especially when you watch movie. And for the digital signal processing, DSP, and it's also the name describing the way that you do this kind of effects using the Audacity or some other audio tools. So reversing the sound is also very common. Reversing the sound is very strange or special. It's unlike reversing the video. Reversing the video is very popular or common because sometimes if you are walking forward, and then if you want to have a video walking backwards, and you can reverse the video. But when it comes to the sound, of course, we always play the sound in a normal direction. But if you reverse it again, the technically is quite easy, but we cannot hear what it means if the sound is reversed. Multiple tracking, okay, as I mentioned, this kind of tools allows you to add different track. Maybe you can add a track called background music, or you can add a track about the people conversation. So I'm for sure that multi-track, okay, would be one of the important functions to you when you do your group project, because you need to mix uh, the narration together with the background music, or even the background sound of the video. So here comes the different sampling weight based on the different resolution. The higher the resolution, and then the corresponding sampling rate would be higher in order to maintain quality. And you can also see there is mono and stereo type. Mono means two channel, stereo means two channel, mono means one channel. And then the corresponding file size will be different. For stereo, the type of the sound, okay, with frequency 44.1 kilohertz, and the resolution is high quality 16 bits, and the corresponding file size would be uh, 10 megabyte, okay, and you would be really big, okay. But of course nowadays our storage cost is very very low, so therefore even though the file size, the audio file size is big, it doesn't matter. Some development which is really important related to the audio is about the MIDI, musical instrument digital interface. So this kind of MIDI audios tell us that we can produce music without the original or traditional music instrument. We can simply make use of our keyboard or certain audio effects in order to make the digital music directly from the computer. And again, the MIDI concept developed in early 1980, which is far away. But this is a very important milestone so that people continue to develop such that is still being used in somewhere, but is also obsoleting. So take a look at this screen of this computer. You may notice that nowadays the electronic keyboard, 電子琴, okay, can attach to your software to your computer so that you can compose your musical pieces. 咁你可以透過鍵盤啊呢啲平台咧去作曲嘅。So it's not that difficult, but rather easy. So you don't need to use the mouse click in order to add the music notes on the screen, but instead you just key in through the keyboard, and then the computer is able to detect and make the songs for you. So it's really convenience. So here comes this example of the software that people are using for composing music. We call this sequencer software. So again, the MIDI is something produced by the computer program as well as the musical instrument, and the file size for the MIDI is pretty small. Okay. Compared to the digital audio that I mentioned to you about MP3 or something like this. But again, the MIDI, the advantage is that it's really small in file size, and then it can let you store so many music. Okay, if the disk space is concerned. So again, within the MIDI is the kind of figures, okay, or numbers, okay, saved within the MIDI subset. The player, okay, music player, when they open this kind of MIDI, and they will know what they need to play, okay, and again, for the digital audio, maybe your digital audios is just a recording from your voice directly, and then you require the analog to digital conversion or vice versa. Again, if you do this kind of recording, that means it must contain noise. Okay, so you must be careful. How about the MIDI disadvantage? It seems that I mentioned to you it has quite a lot of advantage over the traditional digital audios, but again, the MIDI cannot easily represent different kind of instrument. Okay, so it's just a kind of mathematical calculation of different signal that you produce. If you want to have a much better result, maybe you need to buy better musical equipment like better keyboard, better speaker, or anything. So therefore, if you look at the YouTuber nowadays, they are willing to play expensive speaker and microphone. So I think I have to stop right here and let you try out the tutorial exercise. And we have finished the bitmap graphics, okay, processing. And for tonight, and the next lesson, the next tutorial, we will focus on the vector graphics. So vector graphics are something that can be resized, how we can do this. And again, the tutorial exercise for tonight is not that difficult. What you need to do is to download the instruction first and then open it. And again, tonight you need to have so many drawings, so many drawings. And if you look at the Lab 6 vector graphics there, you need to go to a website we call the vector design. Okay, so can you do me a favor going to this website and you can log in directly using your Gmail. So let me log in again with you. So here is the vector website, and then you can log in using your Gmail directly so that you will save your time. So for tonight, you need to do exercise 1 and 2 for me. Okay, it's not that long. So once you have the vector log in, and then you can continue with your artwork. Okay, seems that so many AI generated image that you can do right here, and it's also very beautiful. Anyway, let's move on to okay, the exercise that you need to do. So if you look at my screen there, you may notice that I have already completed the exercise. Okay, and okay, is it? I think it should be 1, 2, 3. So for tonight, you need to make me the gear. Okay, so this is the gear that you need to do. Okay, gear, 麒麟. And then you also need to make me something else like the screwdriver here, 螺丝批. And then you also need to help me make this kind of fancy graphics, okay, flower shape. And finally, you need to do this kind of the symbol. These are symbols would be quite interesting because many of the art designer may have this kind of design as well. And it's just a kind of overlapping. And again, they're within the vector graphic manipulation or within the exercise, you may learn a little bit about the technique. For example, in exercise 2, you need to use extrude in order to remove part of the shape. And you may also need to use intersect in order to overlap something. And then you also need to use, say, join, okay, and then you can join it together. Okay, take your time and complete the exercise 1, 2, and 3. I'm for sure that you can do it quickly, and I already finished it as well. Okay, so when you have submitted, okay, and you can leave earlier. Okay, take your time and do the exercise now. 咁試一試做下嘢咯嚇，咁我喺度做咗俾同學仔睇嘅，你會見到，咁其實都唔係好難，做齒輪啦，做啲花花啦，同埋做啲好似糖嘅物體啦，好嘛？自己試一試啊！
係點？我想問你呢個話reside 嘅 photo 係點樣 reside 個 photo？
我因為交俾我唔可以交個 original 啊嘛，因為太大啊嘛，因為太大咁你交咗檔案好大。你而家係咪講緊 resize 係想？
佢話我要影咗幅相啊嘛，跟住 paste 啊嘛，跟住要咩 reside 嘅 photo。
哦，係啊，因為要縮細少少先交俾我，如果唔係你張相本身好大。
細少少。
係啊 ，OK 啊，你而家咁交咁 OK。
咁但係我點樣 check 佢個 file size？
你要喺翻原先你呢部手機裏邊去翻album 嗰個位，即係即係去翻呢
個。
係啊，你例如話我揀咗張相，當揀呢張相，咁你咪去翻佢先，佢應該有資訊詳細信息呢度。咁你咪見到佢幾多乘幾多，同埋幾多 size，你要做一啲除數咯。
係除呢個定係除
original，因為你 resize 咗呢個就唔啱嘅，即係你一定要 original 嗰個。
哦，即
係你去翻你出去
相計翻個手機。
係啊，用手機去睇手機嗰個 album。
哦。
好，咁啊，大家繼續努力咯嚇，咁啊，翻去繼續努力做一做呢個練習，好冇？